Okay. All right. If we're live on YouTube, are we here yet? Almost. Okay, I see it. All right. And Instagram, we are on. All right, we're live, y'all. Glam Girl 101. We're in the house. It is hair week. We are at hump day. All right, halfway point with hair. So this is going to be really exciting. We're going to get into the nitty gritty of boldness, finding your boldness through your hair and transforming your image to ultimately transform your identity. Let's get it. Waiting for my girls to get in here. We're going to get started. There may be a slight moment of silence for those of you who weren't in class and you're watching the recap. Hi, get into the live class. Go ahead and join us on Instagram. You can watch on YouTube, of course. But if you're in the live class with the majority of the students, Instagram is going to be where you want to be. Why? Because the culture of the classroom is there. You'll be able to see the real life responses of the girls in the class who are getting this knowledge, and you can join them. You can be a transfer student. The syllabus is on that page, and all the information that you missed regarding Glam Girl 101 is going to be visible there. So get there, get you a seat, pull up. I would love to have you. I might have a slight moment of silence while I am waiting for everyone else to get in the classroom. All right? All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let me find some royalty-free music. I almost choked on the word. Just to liven things up, just to have something in the background while we're waiting. There's a commercial, kind of catchy. Let's see. There's no skip button yet. Oh, just got it. Just waiting for the girls to get in here. Hi, hi. Oh, Ebony, that's so good. Go, girl. Go, Ebony. Awesome. Let's see. We're about to get started. All right. Right. Yes. Yes. All right. So we're about to get started. Hi, everybody. How's everybody feeling today? What's the mood? Drop an emoji in the chat. Let me know how are you feeling. I want to know. I need to know. What is the mood? I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling inspired. Let's see. Let's see. How are you guys feeling today? Drop an emoji in the chat and let me know. So, for those of you who are new here, we're streaming on both Instagram and YouTube. So, if you see me responding to a comment verbally that you don't see, that is why there's more happening than you think. Those of you on YouTube who are new to the culture, don't say anything to me that you wouldn't say to your mom. It's getting fresh over there. Okay, nothing weird is happening here other than beauty tips, secrets, and encouragement for women. If you would like to be here while we are having class, feel free to, but keep it cute, okay? Keep it holy and sanctified, okay? Now, let me see those emojis. How are you guys feeling in the chat? Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. All right. So I have this wonderful block button that I'm about to utilize for some of these individuals on YouTube being kind of crazy. Let's see. That was just verbally said as a warning to keep it cute for those of us who ignored it. Let me see. Okay. So on Insta. Okay, Jasmine. Okay, full of love and glitter. I love it. I love it. Okay, amazing. Okay. All right. Focus J, you a little tired. That emoji looks a little tired. Let's see. Let's congratulate Ebony. She got promoted to be able to have a showcase, right? And promote products on TikTok Shop. So she's in the Creator Rewards program when it comes to what is that called exactly? I don't want to say the wrong name, Ebony. Creator Pilot Program. There we go. Congratulations, girl. That was one of her goals. And every single goal that Ebony has set lately, she has met. She's not playing around with her boldness. She has been prioritizing her glam. She has been pouring into herself. And she's showing up and she's not afraid of being seen. And she's gone places. My girl's hitting every goal. Love that. Love that. So bad. So let's go ahead and jump into class. Here we go. So, Glam Girl 101. Hold on, wait, I'm missing a comment. Yo, my phone was choosing teachery and betrayal because I saw it when you went live. Respect. Got you. Let me see if I'm missing anything. I'm multitasking. Okay, feeling a bit nervous. Mm-hmm. Work is starting back up this week, but I think I'm good. Okay, a little tired. Perfect. Okay. caught up on messages. Let's go ahead and get started with class. So, for those of us who are new, we do have some new people on YouTube, it looks like. So, let's go ahead and just streamline how the culture of the classroom works here. I'm going to try to grab the syllabus really quickly. So, let's get into that so they'll know what is this all about? What is this all about? Pulling it up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go ahead and show the syllabus. As long as the buttons will work for me, then we'll be good to go. Tech is my best friend. I'm so good at tech. My skills are getting up there. All the buttons I'm pushing, just don't see the dock yet. Let's see. Where is it? ¿Dónde está? Da, da, da. Image. I want to show this one specifically. There we go. Only took a couple of tries. All right. Just took me forever. Thank you for waiting. I appreciate everyone's patience. So here we go. Glam Girl 101. So let me show it big actually so that you can really read it. This image looks like it's going to be the best. Glam Girl 101. For those of you on YouTube, you got to get with the program. We are in school. This is my school ID. I'm an educator, okay? You're educated to be exact. When it comes to style, I have it, okay? I've lived life on the full glam spectrum. I've worked in club lights with stilettos. That was full glam in a different kind of way. I worked in corporate offices where modesty and elegance really shined. And I have gone to school for fashion where I learned that fabric can be armor, especially when you mix fabrics. Come on, you're unstoppable. You're looking like a stylish queen. A little designer here can up the ante. It's not necessary though. And I now have a renewed life in Christ. The reason why I'm here before all of you is because God dragged me. I want to educate women to be their boldest self. In order to be bold, you have to have an identity. You have to figure out who you are and whose you are. I'm here to help you figure out the who, not the whos. You already know that. So, when it comes to who you are, building your identity, you have to make choices, radical change, transformation with your image. As you ponder, journal, read more, and educate yourself, right, on what you need to heal from, you'll figure out who you've always been meant to be. When I changed my hair, it was a declaration that I'm going to put my brains first. I'm not going to spend too much time on my hair. I'm going to make sure my hair is still cute and still tea, but my short hair gives me access to a lifestyle while I wear, words are hard, I will have time to do other things. But the way that I chose to wear my short hair isn't so low maintenance that I still don't look feminine, right? It flatters my facial features. I'm petite. Now I have a scoop of hair. My hair is petite. It also shows that I am creative. It tells a story before I even open my mouth, just like Focus J said yesterday. We are talking about hair this week in depth. We're on a hump day, right? Wednesday. So we've been talking about hair all week long. And you think we're going to stop? No, we're going to continue. Today, I have a wonderful lesson that's going to talk about transformation, not just externally with a signature hairstyle, but internally, right? And the psychology of hair and hairstyles and how you're perceived by others. I've done some research. There's been some studies with the American Society, Duke University, PMC. There's been a lot of research done that talks about specifically how hair psychology, right, can influence how people treat you, perceive you, hire you, date you, decide to have you in their life. That's what we're discussing in detail today. You're welcome for the research, okay? Glam Girl 101 is a class. So, of course, there's a syllabus. This is her. It talks about the details of the class, when's graduation, what week we're on, and what we'll be discussing. And it goes over the class rules and what to bring. what to bring to my class. I will need you to have a charged phone. You have a charged phone because how could you attend class if your phone's dead? Then you've left without an excuse. No excuse to wander the halls? Don't get too many or you will fail. And I don't want that for you. You got to pass class, right? Graduation's a little ways away, right? September 13th. So between now and then, make sure you're in attendance and getting your lessons. If you want to see the syllabus, touch it, feel it, look at it on your own, jump over to Insta to get all the details on what Glam Girl 101 is. On YouTube, there are live replays. So if you're interested in this class so much and you're a transfer student, wouldn't you want to know what happened last class or the class before? You can. So go ahead and watch those, not now, silly, after the class. So, class rules. Class rules. God first, gloss second. Duh. You have to make sure there's a hierarchy in your life. The only one that matters. No idols, okay? Don't idolize anyone, not even yourself. That's how you become vain, my dear. No one likes a vain girl who's self-centered. God first, gloss second. Keeping everything in line, especially you. The next thing I want you to do is participate. So share the live, like the live, and comment. Because when I'm talking and asking you questions, I want to know what you think. What's your point of view, okay? I'm not just talking to my phone, right? Please don't make that my reality. Go ahead and comment. Let me know you're real, you're here, and you're paying attention. The class is going to be just as fun as you make it. Can't do it without you, boo. Take notes. This is a strategy, not an aesthetic. Notes are imperative because it's going to help you. It's going to help you to understand, hey, what did that bald headed girl say? I really need to know what she said because I think she said something about the situation that I'm living through right now. Wouldn't it be awesome if you can refer to your notes and go ahead and apply what you learned in real time? You'll learn that this information is so much more valuable than alive. Okay, this is strategy, this is life changing information. And by the end of this course, you are going to shift, you are going to change your whole life as long as you apply these tips. The next thing is to come correct. Rule number 4, come correct in glam, on time, camera ready. So class starts at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. One of the things that I want you guys to do is make sure you're here because you can't make radical change in your life if you're not. The classes stack up. Even though every week we're working on one particular theme, we're going to touch it on every single angle. If you missed one class, make sure you're going to let me know in advance that you'll miss class. I love Instagram DMs where you tell me you won't be in attendance. That's going to help me to understand it's not that you don't care about class. It's because you have some very important things to do, right? Time is money. And if you have work and you can't log on, I don't expect you to, okay? Perfect. The next thing is mute. Mute is detention. So there might be times where you don't want to cam up because you fear, right, to be seen. That's okay, but it's actually not. You decided to be a part of this class, right? Once you smash that follow button, you are enrolled. And fear is not going to come along with Addie, right? With Sway, with Jasmine, with Ebony, right? With Alicia. No, we're not bringing fear here. So we're just going to do it. And the reason why is because you have to do it afraid in order to dust off the spirit of fear and jump into your purpose. Mute will be detention if there are specific requests you aren't following just because, not because of work or you're driving, but just because. The mute will only last for one class because if you're not listening to me, we're not going to be listening to you. And then we'll catch you next class when you are back and ready to participate. Love you, mean it. So the next thing I want to go over is what you should bring to class. So charge phone, glamorous you. If you came up, wouldn't you want to be in glam? Of course you do. The next thing I want you guys to bring is a notebook and pen and no excuses. All right. So we nailed the syllabus. Let's go ahead and take that down so you can see your girl. Hello, hello. We are back in action. If anyone feels the need, go ahead and smash the follow button. Get into class, okay? Let me go ahead and get my settings together. We won't be using the board too much. We may touch it a little bit. I did go ahead and grab the majority of my information. and create a document for it. So I should be able to present that as long as everything wants to work well for me today. We shall see. Otherwise, it might just be a lot of reading for me and no seeing. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see. Let's see. Lecture. While I'm pulling that up, let me chat with you guys. So, homework this week has been to go ahead and create, right? Find your signature hairstyle. Does anyone know what their signature hairstyle is going to be this fall? Drop it in the chat. What is your signature hairstyle this fall? Drop it in the chat. I need to know. I need to know. We all need to know, what is your signature hairstyle? If you don't know for sure, right? Maybe you have an idea of what you think it's going to be. Maybe you're vacillating between two different styles. If that's the case, go ahead and let us know in the chat. Did you think we weren't going to go over homework? It's Wednesday. We're definitely going to be looking into homework, okay? Let's see. I might get a little quiet for 2 secs. I want to find my document. So I have it visible here. I may have to just screen share for you guys because it looks like it's not allowing me to put it on the screen. Let me try for the millionth time again. Da, da, da. PDF. Okay. All right, got that. So let's see. So it looks like Patty Cake says she's between Pixie or Wigs. Okay, and I'm okay with that. You always need a plan A and B anyway. So I don't think you're confused. I think you have it. Let's see. I'm going to attempt it to be a good old roller set. Oh, I love a roller set. Period. I love that. Absolutely. And the more you practice, right, the better you get. You find the right pot products, the right foam, the right timeline to sit under the dryer. It's really the products that helps the hold and the rollers themselves, of course. As long as you get them like tight on the root, I think you're going to nail it. I think you're going to nail it. Let's see. Natural curls, side part, tapered style cut. Okay, I love that. Absolutely. I think we got a little taste of that recently on your most recent post. We love to see it. The hair was herring, my dear. I love when you can do short or long hair and still be that girl. That's when you know you got it. I want burgundy hair, but not sure. Okay, Lizzo's new hair is the inspo. What is Lizzo's new hair? I haven't seen it. Will I look it up now? Yes, I will. Yes, see. Lizzo's new hair. Let's see. Well, let me write burgundy hair because it's giving me everything. Let's see. I'm seeing a lot of things. I don't know if I'm seeing her new hair. But I do see her with some type of like curly red hair. It's given like SZA, the shape and body of it, but maybe not the hair color exactly. Pretty, pretty. I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but this looks cute. Very bold, very bold. Red hair is a bold hair choice, especially burgundy in the fall. With some red nails. Ugh. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's a girl who knows who she is. You want to experiment with roller sets too? Oh, perfect. I'm doing it afraid. I love it. I love it. Okay, it's on her Instagram. Lizzo's new hair is on her Insta. Okay, let me go ahead and take a look because do we have a second? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Uh-huh. So my fall hair is gonna be pretty epic. So of course, my signature hairstyle is my pixie, right? But I do want to break from doing my hair every single day. I do want some time to have a rest. So I am gonna, rely on a wig a little bit. A little bit, a little cut, a little color, a little layers. I do want some length. I'm trying to decide if I want to do like shoulder length, right? Or if I want to like take it all the way to 30 inches. Because I'm like, I love the idea of having hair and then not having hair, right? Like really two extremes. I like things to be really like, who is she? I didn't even recognize you. That's what I want people to say to me when I change my hair. I didn't even recognize you. And then do I want it like jet black? Sleek, right? With lots of layers, or do I want color? Color, lots of layers into like a warm brown or blonde, some like ashy blonde tones. You get what I'm saying? I don't know, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it hard. So hard that I'm pretty sure I'm going to pull the trigger. I don't want to say too much because I do want you guys to be surprised and be like completely gagged. It's my favorite thing to participate in. Just gagging people, just didn't even recognize you. It's a lost art. Lost art. Okay, Lizzo's new hair, beautiful. I love that. That looks good. So I'm on her Insta, Alicia. Yes, do that. Yes, that is beautiful. So one other thing I want to do is I want you guys to play around with this. So while we're in class, there is going to be later on a moment where I want to see about everyone getting connected so that you can join the live because tomorrow, right? We're going to be doing some activities where I will expect you guys to join the live. There's no join the live button, right? So you have to actually create a free Restream account. I would send a link and you guys would be able to join that way. Within this application, I will be able to see you, right? Have you join the live? You will be streaming on both platforms, and then I can take you down. Kind of like yesterday when you guys saw Focus J. That is what I'm trying to do, but I would need everyone to make a free profile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead in both chats and drop the link. So this is the link for the stream that I'm currently on. This is how you attach to this, okay? For those of you who are unafraid, I won't add you to the live unless you give me a thumbs up. But I do want you guys to create a profile there. It's pretty self explanatory how to create the profile. Once you join my link with your profile, I should be able to see you not on the live, but within my application. And then I'll know we're all good to go for tomorrow. For those of you who are in class today, we'll get that going for tomorrow. Anyone who's absent, we'll get them the link and the details when they're ready. When they're ready. All right. So let me go ahead and get my next screen up. One moment. Here we go. And let me grab the doc. Here we go. Out of here. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and start class with something that's going to be pretty thought provoking. The way I'm going to share it is I'm actually going to share my screen. So give me a moment. I'm going to share a particular window. I thought I was going to share the document itself on the screen like before. It just isn't allowing me. So we'll just do it a little bit differently. Let me know when you guys can see what I'm currently showing you. Let's see. So this is the dock. Let me see if I can move it to the side or not. Because I want you to be able to read it. Is it blurry? Is it blurry? Might be blurry. Let me see. All right. It looks like that's the best I'm going to be able to get it. Can everyone see the document? I believe you should be able to see it. Let's see. All right. Okay, it looks like we're good to go. I do see that Alicia has confirmed my last setting has been okay. Okay, okay. This should be better. I know I moved it around a lot. We're good. There we go. Perfect. So we'll do a screen share because the other way wasn't working, but who cares? We're doing something different. Thank you guys for waiting. So here we go. So let's talk about the styling chair and the potter's wheel. Just like in the salon, before a hair transformation begins, you have to sit alone in the chair. No crowd, no noise, just you and the stylist. It's in that stillness that the real work starts. The old is sectioned off, cut away, and reshaped. In the same way, God uses seasons of isolation as his styling chair. He removes what no longer serves your purpose, washes away the residue of the past, and shapes you into his vision. You don't come out looking like anyone else. You come out looking like the version of you he imagined before the world had a say. That's why he sometimes places you in rooms where you're the only one who looks, thinks, and moves like you. They're there, you're there, I'm sorry, to set the culture, not to blend in. Your strength is drawn from him, not from applause, not from external validation. So you will have to recharge in him in order to stand firm in places where you're not welcome, where you're the only one, where you're the odd one out. Fear will try to tell you you're not qualified to walk in that boldness, but God didn't style you for the back row. He raised you up to take your seat at the table, his table. And everybody can't come there. You know that. So when you wear the new hairstyle, you're not just saying, I look different. You're declaring, I am different. Just as hair grows from the root, your transformation starts on the inside, my dear. This is your crown, a reminder that you are born again, renewed, positioned. God has done the work in private. So now he's unveiling you in public. Will you answer the call? Will you speak into the mic? Will you allow yourself to be seen, to be perceived? The choice is yours. The choice is yours. So, the reason why I really wanted to share this, let me go ahead and remove it, is because I want to share a story. The story that I want to share is about me and my personal life. All right, we got Tony in the chat, period. So, there is going to be a time where you will be in a season of isolation. You know this probably because you're in it now, or you know this because you just got out of it. And now you're scared. Now that people can really see you, the Lord is no longer hiding you. You've built your relationship with Him, the foundation is set. It feels weird being out in public, out in the world, at work, ostracized. It feels weird because you know that you're different, you're set apart, and everyone else knows it too. And you don't have that comfort zone. You don't have anyone else like you. How the heck are you going to break generational curses if you're in your comfort zone, my dear? You cannot be in your comfort zone. So, when I'm talking about changing your hair, yes, the last few days we were talking about literally. Now we're talking about the spiritual transformation that changing your hair shifts you into. When my grandma passed away, there was a spiritual responsibility that I had to myself, that I always had, that I put on her. My grandma would pray for me, cover me, protect me from danger seen and unseen. I had to now do that for myself, and I was afraid immediately. Probably a week. I would say no longer than a week after she passed. I cut all my hair off. I shaved my head bald to the skin. First with scissors, right? Then with a razor. A razor to the head. I had so many ingrown hairs. I did it all wrong. Oh, it hurt so bad. But it was cute. And well, maybe not at first because my head wasn't really tan. But what I'm trying to get at is I never had a desire to just shave all my hair off. But I was going through such a season of change that I was going to be unrecognizable. I left behind the spirit of shame. I left behind the forced identity that the world put on me. Everything that was attached to the idea that I needed to find a rich man instead of be the rich man, everything that was attached to I was less than instead of greater is he that is within me. I left everything behind that belittled me, that was a part of me not knowing who I was. And I decided to cut all my hair off because I was going to grow into a new identity, a new start. And I was working a job at this particular time in my life. I had left the club behind. I had some time to myself after the club. And I decided, well, what am I going to do? Then I reached out to God in prayer. And I said, I am tired. I'm tired of myself, my thoughts, my wicked ways. I repented and I decided to do everything with Him. Everything. Every thought I had, I'd run it by him. Every desire I had, I'd make sure it was from him. Everything I said I was going to do, I made sure that he was going to be with me during that journey and I wasn't making steps by myself. I wanted him to light my path, not just by desire, but I wanted it so bad that I did it right this time. He took me back to the job that I left. The job I left before I went to the club, the job I left when I left him behind and decided to just do whatever I wanted because I knew best. Because everything that I was doing that I thought he told me to do wasn't working out. The things I was doing before wasn't working out because I was praying to him and praying for him to allow me to do what I wanted. I wasn't praying to him to find out what his will was for me. The man that I love, the man that was sent as a distraction, I was trying to get him to bless it, sanctify it. I was trying to offer it up to him for him to bless it, to magnify it. He's not going to grow something he never wanted you to be in. He's not going to allow you to grow in that season. So I'm saying all this to jump into this particular story. When I went back onto that job, everything was different, right? It was probably like a 5-year window that I worked at, that I didn't work at this job. While I'm working at this particular job, immediately people are looking down on me because I'm coming off as this bougie girl before I even open my mouth, right? I'm in a 9 to 5 position at a financial institution. I have a $4,000 Louis bag on. Okay, my outfit is freshly dry cleaned. My bundles, I have $1,000 worth of hair in my head. I just came back from the club. I'm in a wonderful, loving relationship, and at this particular time, I'm just reading spoiled, kept. I'm not reading Humbled. I'm not reading Once Upon a Time She Was Homeless. I'm not reading Once Upon a Time She Had all access to all the money in the world. And she realized it was worth nothing. It was worth nothing. And now she's following Christ. I wasn't reading as who I truly was. I was still showing up in the world like an Insta baddie, like a baddie with a capital B, a work baddie, an office siren with some elegance there. And so I didn't understand why people were attaching these different type of perceptions on me. And I'm a very sensitive person. So I just kind of kept to myself in this work environment. I allowed my brain to do the talking. I'm very smart. And when I apply myself, I learn not quickly, but I learn correctly. I'm the type of person, I don't learn everything too fast. But when I get it, I got it. And you can bank on Miss Banks, Professor Banks, getting the job done. I have always been the type of person who is excited to learn. I am clever, I'm witty, I have a great processing mind where I can analyze information and find a resolution in a timely manner. I think it's from trauma, being homeless, having to fend for myself. Under pressure, I'm good. I'm good. I probably do my best work. I'm working this job. I have a situation with someone who is Beyonce, right? In her own right. But she's not used to another Beyonce walking into the room. And maybe my Beyonce was Beyonceing a little bit harder. And now she's Kelly, maybe even Michelle. It's not for me to say. But what I did notice is she knew a lot of people. And when we first bumped heads, she decided, oh, I hate her. Spiritually, I knew she detested me. And it caused a lot of strife during my early days at that job. It was horrible. I even broke down and cried because of the rejection. I thought I was here for a job. I didn't know this was high school. And she had a lot of power over everyone around her because she knew them. They were friends already. You ever meet those people who are so bold in their personality that they could possibly rub you the wrong way by their boldness, their word choices, their laughter, their opinions, but they don't rub you the wrong way. If anything, they are the class clown, right? They're the culture. They're the ones who set the tone, create the icebreakers, allow everyone to feel welcome and together. But if you cross them, or if they decide to cross you, then beware, because the cold shoulder is cold. I quickly decided, oh, I'm not going to make friends here. I'm going to keep to myself. Turns out that particular person, after we moved through the training process, it was like a 6 week training process, something like that. Once we moved through the training process of that job, that particular person ended up being on the same permanent team that I was going to be on. So I was like, oh, well, maybe that's a sign that we need to like figure this out. Whatever this weird one sided beef is, we got to get it together because if we're going to be on the same team, we need to rely on each other because we're both new and we need to make sure that we talk because if I'm failing in the same area you're failing at, because we're both new and we barely know what we're doing, and we're expected to perform at a level of excellence, this is a three strikes you're out type of job. It's a financial institution. You can't play with people's money or make the wrong, button selection. It was like a back office job. So could you imagine if I did something wrong and I messed up your account and now the customer has to come back into the bank to fix what I did wrong behind the scenes? Oh no. So we were working together, we were discussing just work life together, relying on each other. We built some type of interesting cohabitation that grew into, I would say, a friendship. I would say a coworker friendship. I never crossed the line too much to share too much of my personal life with this person because I strictly understood that first off, you didn't like me. I've had plenty of situations throughout my childhood where someone didn't like me at first, and it turned out they always hated me. They just stomached me because they had to deal with me. And this situation was no different. I didn't set my guard down all the way, right? Me and this person, we participated in a work environment, so much so that she had a great loss, right? Called me outside of work hours to let me know what was going on, and I prayed for her. This is the level of the relationship. Not hang out, go out, all that kind of stuff, but just work stuff. Just work stuff and encouragement. At that job, I know I was perceived as very snooty, whitewashed, suburban, very polished. Life was maybe perfect or seemingly perfect. Again, no wrinkles, makeup done, bundles, um, in heatless curls every day. Perfect. Okay. Lip gloss popping, Louis bag, high heels. Okay. I was seemingly standoffish in my appearance, but once people got to know me, they knew that I was someone who was very sure of myself, very humble, and very kind. One of the things that I did wrong throughout the years at that job is I didn't socialize enough until people came towards me. I allowed someone who initially hated me to go ahead and be my voice because that person was Beyonce in her own right. And she now met another Beyonce, and it made her feel insecure. So she decided, she took herself from the main character in her story and brought herself down to being Kelly or Michelle. That was not me putting it on her, but I could tell something was off in our dynamic, especially when people would come to visit her at her desk, see me, want to say hi, introduce themselves, and be stunned by my beauty. She couldn't take getting a compliment. Um, she couldn't take me getting a compliment without her also getting a compliment. And I noticed people noticed that as well. And they would give her one by default just because she looked kind of upset. And I thought that was really strange, but I didn't think that much of it because I'm here to work. The point I'm trying to get at is here. There was a time at that job initially where the person hated me. Then they decided to stomach me. But I thought we were cool. We were not. I was stomached because that person didn't want to be in direct competition with me, right? On the beauty hierarchy scale that I didn't care about. But it's easy not to care about something when you are Beyonce, right? Am I right or am I right? So that particular person decided, okay, I hate you now. I absolutely cannot stomach you. And I want you out of here. So that person co signed me to everybody at that job. And then they unco signed me. When that person said a situation made her feel a certain way and decided not to talk to me about it, but talk to everyone else about me. Someone I prayed for, someone I took my time, right, to offer them up to God in prayer, betrayed me. And I was genuinely surprised. And when I went to my word, I realized I shouldn't be surprised because that particular person wanted something that I had. And instead of finding out, why are you so happy all the time? How are you able to be encouraged through diversity? How are you able to be encouraged when the world is attacking you? Instead of learning my ways and how I am just walking through life unscathed, even though I'm being cut up all over, you know, she just pushed me away. When God answers your prayers, sometimes He'll bring a person into your life. Oftentimes, He will. And that person is supposed to teach you. But if you don't humble yourself and allow yourself to learn from anyone, a child, then you can set yourself into a cycle. At first, I was upset that that person uncosigned me. Then nobody was my friend. I'd go to work, I'd go to my desk. People wouldn't even talk to me when I said good morning. That level of rejection made me feel so small, but not small enough to cry at work, not small enough to complain, but definitely to go home and ball up in my man's lap and cry. And it upset me because I had entered the situation with love. I had dedicated the honor and respect that I wanted from my grandma to this job, right? A weekend, my grandma passed away. So I thought, I'll just work this job and I'll make her proud. I'm so glad I got out of the club before she left. And I would just put my all into this job. And so for the job to turn on me, the job culture to turn on me, it was really upsetting. During that time where no one was talking to me, I learned the power of being alone. I learned how to stand into my identity, even when everyone hates my guts. I learned how to say good morning, even when nobody was going to respond with a smile. I learned how to stand in who I am and whose I am, no matter what. I learned how to shift the atmosphere when no one liked me, when no one wanted me there. I learned that it's not personal, it's spiritual. If you don't choose to live by Christ, you have to be living by some rulers' rules. Fill in the blanks. People who don't want radical change, people who are okay with where their life is, they don't want to shift. And the demons within them cannot take you, they cannot stomach you. And you have to have the power to stand firm in who you are and whose you are. And during that time, I prayed my way out of that job. I hated it. I wanted to leave so bad, something I loved, something that was a badge of honor for me, a title that used my merit and my degree. And I was able to show how smart I was, not just how pretty I was, how fashionable I was, but how smart and brilliant I truly was, how capable I was. I even proved it to myself. The friendships that I did have and still have are everyone who was above me. All my supervisors were so cool. They check on me, but I was always set apart. I was always above. And even when that job laid me off, I cried my eyes out to God and I was just wondering why. Why did that happen? Now that I'm in this season, in this seat, in this life, I know why. You have to follow God's plan for you. Why? Because his purpose is far beyond what you could ever dream of. This live has been more than a class. It has been a shift for me. And it is my duty to make sure you receive the same type of transformation. I know it was a long story, long winded, but full, full of hope for tomorrow, full of hope for your future, full of praise, glory be unto God for everything that he's done to shift me and shift my mindset. Crying a little as always. You know your girl's a crybaby. So let's get back into the meat of the lesson, right? Now that we had a story time about isolation, about making radical change, transformation, and declaring who you are and whose you are. Because rejection is inevitable when you decide to really be her, to be a glam girl with purpose. They can't take you. And I don't mean that on a surface level. Spiritually, they can't take you. And you have to be prepared for that. Put your armor on. You need that hairstyle that if nobody gives you a compliment, you know you look good. And when you look good, you feel good. And you show up bolder. You need to put your outfit on that makes you feel unstoppable. This is your superhero suit. Okay, remember Frozo when he couldn't find his superhero suit and he was asking his wife, "Babe, have you seen my superhero suit?" I got mine on. I love a good business casual, right? With a little twist. I got my body glow on, my signature hairstyle, my mold. This is my favorite with the side part and the swoops. Do you see the waves? We swim in. But you have to find that for yourself because there will be times where no one will compliment you and nobody will be on your side and no one will befriend you. But that's when you are breaking generational curses and they're upset. They're upset that it's you. But once you do it, once you break the mold, once you carve a new path, now everybody's on your side. There was a time at that job where everyone wasn't talking to me. And then everyone was talking to me. Everyone needed me. Everyone had a question. They needed my expertise because I still focused on the mission. I wasn't going to allow a culture to make me quit or leave. I was going to leave when God told me to leave. And when God told me to leave, I was ready. I got the skills that I needed for this, the public speaking training, the tech training, the emails, socializing, right? And an eloquent, high level with people, right, who need my help. I was able to utilize every single thing that I learned at that job now here in Glam Girl 101. So when you're in the process, don't fight it. And the process will involve you being alone. That's why you need to know who you are, babe, so that you don't fight it. So that you don't fight it. Always working, patty cakes. But I'm gonna take universe out of it because I ain't giving no power or glory to something such as the universe. I'm gonna give it all up to God. Jesus is always working. My God is always working for your good. For your good. Even through those terrible situations. It's all for your good. Ebony, I see you. Some days I'm Beyonce, others Michelle, and that's okay. Yes, and that is okay. The only time it's not okay is when you're comparing yourself to others. That's when you lose yourself and you lose your power. Nobody can make you feel inferior but you, babe. You got to choose you. If I'm the main character, I would never cast anyone else in my position. I hope you won't allow that either. And let's get to the next part of the lesson. We're going back to the document. Let me pull up the screen. Let's see. We're going to share a window. All right. So now we're on page 2. Do, 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 do. And that should pull up for you any moment now. Thank you guys for waiting. While we are, let's see, waiting for the presentation to populate, go ahead and drop an emoji in the chat. Drop an emoji that describes how your hair looks right now. Let me see. How does your hair look right now? Drop an emoji that expresses how that looks. How does it look? Hopefully good, but be honest, okay? Be honest. Let's see. Hmm. All right. Not bald. Not bald. I love it. I love it. But nice moisturized head, right? A nice moisturized head. What is this? Alicia, do you have your scarf on? Is that why you have bandages? Hold on. Okay. Acha now smiling, so her hair is done. It's styled. I'm assuming. I'm assuming that's what that means. For some reason the screen share doesn't want to work right now. Let's see. Y'all know this app gets a little crazy. So I might just have to go ahead and just read it without showing you the notes. Anything that you guys don't see right now, I promise I'll put in my story. I just don't want to delay too much in class. I really want to get to the point so you guys aren't sitting around. And it helps the recap. The live recaps are saved. So if you ever miss a class, you can go to YouTube, go to my page and go to the live content. Everything is there. I don't want you guys to have to skip around too much. So let me go ahead and just move on. I'm going to put the pages that you won't be able to see on my Insta story as soon as class is over, okay? Promise. So this is what I want to talk to you about. Hopefully you take it very well. As me, a wig wearer also, I am going to express that, we got to be okay with knowing that a wig is not a signature style. You cannot wear a wig or weave every single day of your life, but it is okay for it to be a protective style, a plan B, when your plan A needs a rest, right? When your real hair needs a rest, it is okay to do. So let's talk about it. So, wearing wigs and weaves, fake hair, the psychology of it all. So, for hair loss, wigs often help well being. In studies of women with alopecia, wig use commonly improves confidence and social functioning. While some report anxiety about being seen without it, there is a vulnerability you feel if you're wearing wigs all the time, even if it's medically related. Identity and meaning of hair. Okay, so Black women highlights hair as culturally significant. So your crown, this is your crown, this is your glory, right? In the Black community, hair is everything when it comes to a woman. It's something that shapes our identity and our social experiences as Black women. We know hair theory, different hairstyles, right? Get you different type of attention. Maybe, right, with a certain type of straighter hair texture, you are internationally pursued, right? Maybe with a certain hairstyle, you find it much easier to get hired and promoted. Do you see where I'm going? A certain hairstyle, certain men are attracted to you. maybe men of your own race with certain natural hairstyles, your hair really shapes not only your identity, but your social experiences. So these studies don't say wigs make it hard to see others as beautiful. That's not it. But they do show complex negotiations of beauty, belonging, and authenticity. Bottom line, there's no strong evidence, right, that wearing a wig or extensions by itself causes long term negative psychological effects in women generally. But experiences may feel more confident. Some feel dependent or anxious about the reveal moment. So let's get into that because there's no studies that specifically say that there's long-term psychological effects for wearing a wig as a words are hard, a wig wearer. I want to give my 2 cents on my own analysis. When it comes to my wig season, I was deep in it, okay? And I want you to know that there is a psychological effect. If you are a plan A, signature hairstyle is my wig. Girl, you're going to go through an identity switch if you don't change your hair to be something that's more natural. I'm always going to promote you being the woman, the black woman who finds identity, finds the most gorgeous version of her with her natural hair. I don't ever want you to feel less than who you are because that lesser confidence can translate into other areas, make you not as bold in your dating, in your finances, in your social interactions. I don't want you to be dependent on a wig in order to feel your most beautiful. When you take all of that off at night, the wig, the makeup, everything. I want you to find a signature makeup look, a signature hair look that is so close to how you naturally look. So that when you're your most glamorous self, it's not too far from how you naturally look. We've seen it before. The girls who take the makeup off and we're like, you don't even need it. The girls who take the wigs off and it looks like their natural hair. I want you to find your beauty within yourself first. You can do other things to enhance it and protect it. Again, the woman whose hair is similar to the extensions because she knows she looks good as who she is, but she wants to make sure the hair in her head isn't heat damage. Like Focus J was teaching us about heat damage and how often you can put heat on your natural curls. So if she wants to put heat in her hair every day and wear her hair in a silk pressed state, she gets a half wig, so a sew in the back of her hair. That isn't her natural hair, and she leaves her edges out, her perimeter out, in order for her to flatten, straight iron, curl the extensions but still give her the look as if she were wearing her natural hair. The reason why I want you guys to do that is because there will be a moment where you take it all off. I don't want you to feel like I'm not enough without it. I'm only good with it. Special occasions, I have to have this other person's hair in order to feel truly beautiful. Every time I get a compliment, I look like this. It's not that you're more beautiful that way. No one's seen you without it. You haven't found yourself within yourself, everything that comes with you. When COVID happened and everything was closed down and your bundles were fried, did you feel like you without the lashes, without the nails, without the hair? Maybe not. And that's okay. But your signature hairstyle, your plan A, your armor, it has to be your real hair. And I'm going to tell you that as boldly as I can. And I don't care about any objections because I was an extension girl. I was a wig girl. I was a braids girl. But there is nothing like feeling beautiful, undeniably a 10, 20 out of 10 with everything that you were born with. You owe that to yourself. You owe it to yourself. So, the next thing that I'm going to get into is the long term physical effects of consistent extensions in tight styles. Okay. So, tractional alopecia That's a risk. I know it sounds like something you get genetically. No, babe. You can pull out your edges. So casually we talk about no edges. Focus J yesterday during her lesson was talking about wig glue and her experience with that. That left her with no edges. Or a lot of styles, braided styles, a lot of styles like the faux locks. I wouldn't suggest retwisting them. I learned that the hard way. That's how I lost my edges. Okay. Make sure that when you're doing these styles, you need to know your hair type. So, although we all have black hair, well, most of us who are watching and enrolled in the class, if I'm missing anyone else, and this is a more diverse group, I do apologize. Charge it to my head and not my heart. For those of you watching on YouTube, I see you. Hello, hello, viewers. So, what we're talking about right now is hair that says booked. We're in hair week. So, when it comes to your natural hair, you want to make sure that you're not doing anything that's going to be long term, a long term tension style, from tight braids to weaves to ponytails to adhesive glue systems, right? It can cause tractional alopecia. When we look at hair transplant candidates, it's not just men going to Turkey. It's black women heavily going to Turkey to get hair transplants on the front of their hairline because of tractional alopecia, because of a lot of these hairstyles. You may be a black woman and have black hair, but you might not have coarse, strong strands. You might have more fine hair. It cannot take those long term African braids that are braided, right? So tightly that you can't even go to sleep. We're waking up, and I see a lot more conversations about leaving your edges out when you're getting your braids done, about being very vocal with your stylist when your hair is too tight. And I love that. But we need to make sure we're doing what is right for the health of our hair. And we're not investing too much time, attention, and money into hair that's not even yours and neglecting your own. I don't want you to ever feel embarrassed that you can't show a romantic interest, your real hair. I want the reveal to be powerful, that you're excited to show him because you know you look good, maybe even better. That's what it should be. It shouldn't be nerves. You shouldn't feel like he won't like me. There are women who are married and their husband has never seen their natural hair. There are women who are in long term relationships and they have never seen their partner without makeup. It's crazy. You have to know that you are enough. Do not be inferior to your most glamorous self. Could you imagine that you're inferior? You're Michelle to your own Beyonce? You put that pressure on you. Your picture day pretty should be similar to you. You shouldn't look unrecognizable. Okay? Now, a hair color change, a lave change, okay, a cut, a new outfit, unrecognizable. I feel like maybe through a fitness transformation, that's okay. But if someone's looking you eye to eye, who's grown up with you and they don't even know who you are anymore when you're in your full glam, you took it too far, babe. You're not a secret agent. Okay? I need you to be happy, right, with who you are and how God made you in order for you to truly walk in your boldness and have identity with a capital I. So let's get back into the alopecia, tractional alopecia, that is. So all of these long-term tension styles or adhesive glues can cause early changes that can be possibly reversible. But if you do it for too long, it can be irreversible. When you get a chance for homework, go ahead and look up Naomi Campbell. There are some pictures of her without her wig, and oh, wow, the damage. Okay? So I want you to know chronic traction can scar your hair follicles and become permanent. Dermatologists, they're saying that varying styles reducing tension and weight, taking breaks and treating early symptoms can really help you, right? To prevent or repair your hairline. I do not want you to not have any edges. It's a laughable conversation that we have all the time, but it's not funny when we're talking about you. Okay? So let me check the comments before I continue. Thankful my hubby made me embrace my natural hair. Yes, ebony, period. Absolutely. This is hard. Okay, I love the occasional transformation. And it's okay. So, Alicia, again, During the fall, oh, you're gonna see me with some hair. I'm getting some hair. I've been wearing my pixie cut for a year straight. Okay. I definitely want to have just a little bit of a switch up. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna wear my pixie at all during the fall or winter months, but I am going to give me some bundles. But you have to be mindful of your hair. Long term effects like adhesive glues, a lot of tension, that can cause attractional alopecia. I'm saying do not make a wig, a weave your plan A hairstyle. It should be your plan B, something you do as a protective style, right? You don't wear braids all year long, but you may wear them in the summer, right? In order to get a break from your hair. So you can focus on relaxation, vacation. That's what I'm saying. Not a wig every single day of your life. No way, no ma'am. No way, no ma'am. But a quick little I'm down with that. I'm down and I will participate. So, we're going to talk about practical um, evidence awareness when it comes to how your hair is perceived in the workplace, dating, right? And your personal mindset. We're going to jump into that. I'm going to try again to see if I can put it on the screen. If I can't, then it is what it is. But I will try one more time to share the window. Let's see. Mm, 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 mm. Let me try. I'm going to share something I don't intend on sharing first. And then I'm going to take this down. And now I'm going to try to share the screen. Let me see if that updates it. I don't know why this wants to be difficult today. We were moving and grooving so good until it decided to betray me, betray my trust. Downloads. All right. It's still betraying me. So we'll move on. At least we got that little clip, right? Of us showing the document that I'm referring to and reading to you guys. So you just get to hear my voice and you won't be able to screenshot the image. I'm sorry, but not sorry because you'll get it on my story. Again, you're welcome. So, work context, okay? So at work, we know that there is a certain type of look that employers are looking for when it comes to black hair. So I want you to focus on neatness when you're at work. Focus on your hair being really neat and tamed, right? I want you to attempt to fit industry norm while there are, of course, explicit laws that stop hair discrimination. We do know that people or organizations, people of different cultural groups, do have a bias when it comes to black hair. So if you are rocking a natural style at work and you are seeking promotion, it is related to your earnings, your hair, your grooming, your promotion. So make sure you're just keeping it as neat as you can, still being yourself. But again, these are strategies. We have to be open to strategies that catapult us forward. Once you have the promotion, once you have the job, I mean, do what you will with your hair. It's your hair as long as it's presentable. But focus on neatness in industry norms, okay? If you're worried about bias, a conservative variant of your preferred style can reduce perception and penalties without abandoning your identity. So find a more polished version of your hairstyle. If you have locks, right? It's not that you need to retwist way too often that you're going to cause tractional alopecia if you are working in a corporate arena. You could opt for a bun style, an updo. That's going to give you a type of regal excellence, still staying within your identity, but matching social norms, grooming yourself in a way that looks more polished, someone who can handle more responsibility, get more money. You see what I'm saying? But not abandoning your identity. Dating. Choose the style that makes you feel attractive and confident, okay? If you want to lean into a broad audience, I want you to look into maybe medium or long, healthy looking hairstyles. They tend to frame your face, and in the dating arena, it's seen as more feminine to have longer hair. That's for my girls who are actively dating, looking to be more marriage minded and attract that type of person. There's nothing wrong with utilizing a strategy, but not abandoning your identity. Wigs and extensions. If you wear them often, protect your scalp and edges. Keep tension low. Limit wearing time. Schedule breaks, right? Still wear your natural hair. Take a break. Let your strands get some sunlight, some oxygen. Clean and condition your scalp. Your scalp is your roots, the health of your hair, and respond early to soreness and itching. Don't just ignore it and push past it because you just did your hair. Your hair is screaming, I hate you. And I hate what you did to me. Take this out, address it. If you're getting bumps within your hairline, that is literally your strands, your follicles being pulled out of your head. Okay? Mindset, your mindset. If you feel dependent on a cover, a wig, right? A few sessions of therapy that might help. So, your appearance is related to your identity, and you have to recoup your self worth. If you're going to wear a wig every day, there are self hate conversations that you're having with yourself that you need to undo, reverse, maybe with a therapist. It might even be that serious because you not letting anyone ever see your real hair, not even you, that's a problem. That is self hate. Hiring and promotion perceptions. So, documented biases against Black hairstyles in hiring. Multiple studies led by Duke researchers show that Black women with natural hairstyles, afros, twists, braids, were rated as less professional and competent and were recommended for interviews less often, especially in conservative industries. Did you hear that? Black women with natural hairstyles were recommended for interviews less often, especially in conservative interviews. The same penalty didn't appear for white women with similar hairstyles. These are often effects, not performance. These are often perception effects. There we go. Sorry, words are hard. Not performance. So they're perceiving you as someone who is inadequate. Not that you aren't brilliant. By the looks of things, they're deciding on if you can do the job or not. Your looks doesn't detail if you can do the job or not. Your merit does. But they're not looking at that. They're counting you out immediately. So I want you to know that your perception is everything. It can influence the doors that you have access to. Now you can change the doors you desire to have access to because of it, because I don't want you to be somewhere where you are not celebrated. But if it is somewhere you want to be and ultimately change the culture in, I need you to get into the door, get into the room and stay in there. So again, you don't have to abandon your identity. You can look into the social norm, right? What are the hairstyles people are wearing? And what is my equivalent with my hair? And how can I style my hair differently to be perceived as more eloquent without elegant? Words are hard. Without jeopardizing the tension of my hair, without jeopardizing who I am and what I stand for. Let's talk about grooming, okay? So, grooming matters economically. We want you to be clean. You can't be confident with a capital C without being clean. Clean is a part of confidence. So, grooming matters. Economic research finds that grooming and appearance predicts earnings over and above facial attractiveness. Stuttering. Let's try again. Economic research finds that grooming and appearance predicts earnings over and above facial appearance. Okay? Your facial attractiveness, you're cute. But if you're not well groomed, shirt, pants, not wrinkled, right? Quality, not out, worn out. Shoes, not worn out, not scuffed up. The heel, not covered in dirt. Nails, done, groomed, short, neat. Hair, together, shiny. The effect is on gender and race. So it affects African Americans differently than it affects their white counterparts participating in the same type of fashion choices, hair choices. So I want you to know that there's no winning hairstyle per se, but there is a neatness that is demanded of you for you to be groomed. Presentation is your signal of drive, your signal of competence. So don't take it for granted. All right. So that is the meat of the lesson. That's the meat of the lesson today. When it comes to your hair, it's so much more. It's so much more than we ever thought. So much more than this looks cute on me. People are really reading you, and I want you to read well. Does anyone have any questions or any takeaways from the lesson thus far before we jump into the homework? Any takers? Let's see, Jasmine. I've struggled with this before. I straighten my hair all the time and never went to an interview with my natural hair. Okay. And I do think that is a great strategy to have. I do think that is a great strategy to have because it says specifically, these are studies by Duke University, right? They're saying that your natural hair is perceived, right, as not conservative. And you're recommended, right, to move forward in the interview process much less than white women with the same hairstyle. So you have to be mindful of the facts, and we can't always be in our feelings and figure out ways to strategize us getting into the doors that we choose to be in. My mom used to say, okay, you can have a nice outfit, but if your hair is not done, it don't matter. I can't wait to get my hair done tomorrow. Period. I love a schedule, a hair appointment. You're going to be in the chair. Perfect. All right, let's jump into homework. So, the homework this week. What is homework? What is homework this week? Let me know. What is homework this week? Hmm. Who knows it? Who knows it? All right. What is homework this week? Any takers? Signature hairstyle. Thank you, Atronel. So yes, we need to be finding our signature hairstyle. So that is a must. So let's go ahead and let me share that link again because I do want to make sure you guys know how to create a profile. How to create a profile. So let me remove this. You know the homework. We're going to start presenting tomorrow. This is the link that I want you guys to go ahead and attach yourself to. Let me see. It's probably not going to let you click it from there. So let me see if I can DM you the link. But I do want to go ahead and get some of us linked up with our Restream platform. All right. You should expect a DM from me, those of us who are visible and in class. Let's see. Let me get everyone going. Shannon, let me get you next. Is Thea here? Thea, are you here? We're just doing a little bit of class maintenance where I'm making sure you guys have the Restream platform. Okay, so you guys are gonna make a profile on Restream. Super quick and easy to do. Let me know when you have done it. And I'm going to go over homework and the live on YouTube. And then we'll just remain here and just get everyone situated tech wise with Restream so that tomorrow we can go ahead and work on getting you on the live and presenting your homework. Okay. All right. We're going to click a few buttons. So, homework quickly. Ending the class, you're going to go ahead and find your signature hairstyle throughout the entirety of this lesson. I went over the importance of hair, how transformational it is spiritually, not just physically. So, your signature hairstyle is something that I want you to know. Iron out before we end hair week. Your signature hairstyle is something that you are going to schedule with a stylist DIY, but we're going to be locked and loaded when we step into the fall season. Fall is so spiritual. Fall in nature, the leaves fall, right? The old falls off, is cut away, right? When you get that haircut, and you have a new look, right? The new greenery is able to come in the new spring season. But fall, we're going into our season of isolation. We're letting everything that wasn't attached to us fall off. Any identity that others placed upon us, we're taking it off and we're stepping into who we are and whose we are. We're only taking calls from God, okay? He's going to light our path and show us the way. He's calling the shots. So create your signature hairstyle, do your research, and figure it out. Because tomorrow we're going to go over it. Some of our students are going to be sharing, hopefully all, their signature hairstyle for the fall. I want to see pictures, have it all together for me, for us. Let us see it. All right. That is class. Goodbye, YouTube, Instagram. Students, stay